Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our latest interview, which is with the amazing Liz Bylett from Follies Artworks. I met Liz probably 4 years ago. When was Women in Business Action Hub set up?
Probably, about 4 years ago.
Yeah, about 4 years ago. I was just on the beginning of my business journey, and actually it was one of the first networking groups I went to after trying all the big ones and having a big panic and thinking, oh my God, these are too big for me yet. That was probably the first one I went to where I felt comfortable and I went to regularly. So I've known Liz for a while. She's born ready, as we were just discussing. So welcome, Liz. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Faye, for inviting me to be on your fabulous show and your group.
Right. Well, we have lots to talk about because I really want to be able for us to talk about Leo's the lion, isn't it? At the end. So I want to make sure we get that in. So let's crack on. So Liz, do you want to tell us what your business is?
Okay, so my main business that I have been in for 30 years is my face and body painting. My company is called Follies, Follies Face and Body Art. And I have been in the industry, as I say, for 30 years. We've done all sorts of events over the years. Our main business is corporate events, festivals, all of those types of things. I also run a training academy as well, where I've trained many women over the years and inspired them, many of them, to start up their own businesses as well, which is where the Women in Business Action Hub came from, because I love business so much. It's such a big part of what I do and I love. So therefore I set up the Women in Business as well to sort of run alongside that. So yeah, and more recently we've expanded due to certain circumstances. I was aware of in the world. All of our business just one day went done, finish. You know, from one day we went from there to there, and I was there with it. You know, part of my identity, etc. So yes, so that's so now I'm doing other things as well, which I can talk about later. But that's been great in some levels. So yeah, brilliant.
We know you like to keep busy, and we know you like to sort of have multiple things on the go at once.
I'm a creative, Faye.
Yes, so very much so. Yeah,
I always want to be creating something. I really believe that we are masters of our destiny, and we create and write our own stories. So I'm very much a big part of where I come from and the way I live my life and my belief systems. Yeah. Yes,
definitely. So how long have you been in business overall?
35 years actually. Yeah. So yeah, I've been running Follies for 30 years, and before that I'd done a lot of sort of like party planning where I was managing. So it was almost like running a business as well, alongside the full-time work that I did. I was actually a teacher. I used to teach in further education. Yeah, before that. So yeah.
Oh right, okay. And why did you start your business? What's the main reason?
That's a really good question. One. I think, again, I'm talking about, I've heard myself now twice talking about values and beliefs. So I think one of my core values is to be able to please myself, to be able to have fun, to be free, to feel inspired, to feel motivated, and all of those things. And I think the way that I found that best was in running my own business. So I think that was just all part of it. And very much for me, it's sort of like my business is always an expression of self. And so I do express myself quite a lot through my business, which is why I think, the pandemic and when my business went, it hit me very hard, because obviously I put 30 years of that expression. And then all of a sudden I couldn't do it anymore. So aside from the fact I was financially broke, I wasn't, but you know what I mean? I had no income coming in. It was also, that was a huge part of it as well. Yeah.
So what was or is your biggest problem when it comes to moving your business forward?
Well, I think the pandemic is from. I think the pandemic has been my biggest problem. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And for those people that are in their own business and have been in their own business for a long time, I have spent over the years quite a lot of time working solitarily on my own, even though I run events and I have my training academy, etc., etc. I have found it sometimes quite difficult sort of working on my own. And that was another reason I set up the Women in Business Action Hub, because I feel, as I have always felt, and I've learned even more, that I feel as we collaborate and we work together, I feel we are much stronger as a team and working together. And again, that's something that I have noted is one of my core values, especially in this scenario that we've all been in for the past few years, where we have been more sort of isolated. I've realised how important to me community is. So a lot of my business ideas and my business concepts are around creating community and making things community based. And just hanging out together and helping and supporting each other as a team. I think that's really important.
But I think it helps keeps us accountable as well. I think if you have those around you, like you say, you have that community kind of around you, it boosts your confidence, your motivation, keeps you accountable, and it also gives you somewhere and people to speak to that understand. I think a lot of us, we have people obviously outside of our businesses that we're close to, who are employed, who have always been employed, or have totally different jobs to us, that just, as much as they try to get it, they just don't get it. And I think it's important for us to have that around us so that we don't crash and burn. Yeah,
totally agree with that, Faye, because again, people, those of you that are watching this, that are on catch up or whatever, if you have got your own business, you will know that, it does, all your stuff, all my stuff comes up in my business as well. Like we were talking earlier about, seeing what other people are doing on, Facebook and things like that. I mean, now I've got to the stage where I don't even look, I don't even buy into it. If I see people doing something great, fabulous, and I'll comment, and it's wonderful, but I don't do that comparative thing anymore, because I just know it doesn't serve me. For me, when I follow my heart and what I'm meant to be doing, I'm in my creative space doing my thing, that's when my life is better. I get the better results, I get the better feeling, the better vibe within me, which is, again, what I'm always looking for. That's what I want to create, a good space for me to live in. I want to create a nice environment for me to
and that's the reason why we go into business, is obviously for ourselves, to have that certain freedom, whether it be financial or to be with children, or to create the life that it is that we want. And I think a lot of the time, like we were saying, we go off in these different directions, we get distracted, and we start following other people's paths because people tell us this is what we should be doing. And I come up against that obviously with people all the time, which I do the should versus the could, because and then that's how people can really see and reframe and look at actually where they want to go, not where they feel they should be going. And it's incredibly powerful to realize that within yourself, isn't it?
And just come back to self and to connect with who you are, your purpose, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to create in this wonderful
and what anybody else tells you, whether they think it's right or wrong, that's their opinion. And one of my classic sayings is, other people's opinion of you is none of your goddamn business.
Yeah, exactly.
So what mindset issues do you know have held you back at any point in your business journey?
I think, again, as I said before, I think, being a sole trader, having one's own business, anything that any of my stuff has come up through my business. I think over the past, I've been sometimes a little afraid maybe of really putting myself out there, which people who know me might think I don't get that at all. But, interestingly, in this lockdown period, it's really given me even courage has been one of the huge things in my life. You know, it's that Marianne Williamson thing, isn't it? It's not our shadow that we're afraid of, it's actually our light. It's how amazing we are. You know, that's the thing that scares us, not the fact that we're really not going to be good enough, but the fact that we could be absolutely brilliant, and that might actually be too scary for us to be able to
and change things sort of quite dramatically, and we don't know, and there's then the fear of the unknown of what will happen if that comes. It
takes off and we do really well, etc., etc. Are we going to recognize who we are? You know, our brain, because I've been doing some work on my brain over lockdown as well, because hands up, and I'm not afraid to say it, and I would say to anyone, I sought professional help during lockdown. I was in a real bad place, not early on in lockdown, but sort of later on it caught up with me. You know, I don't want to go into stories, but we didn't get government help, myself or my husband. And, you know, there was lots going on. And my mindset, literally my mindset, which I think has happened to a lot of people, but I've learned in seeking this professional help with a lovely lady, and I will share with you, her name is Ali Hollands. You can look her up online. She's actually a hypnotherapist, and I've done some one-to-one work with her, and she's been amazing. One of the things for me that's been really great, Faye, is that she's explained to me how the brain works and how the mind works and how we process information and how that affects how we behave and all of those things. And it has been absolutely fascinating. For me, I can't even remember the question you asked me, but I think sort of
the mindset issue.
Yes. So again, yes. So sorry. So one of the things was, I think one of my things is that I've perhaps not always put myself forward enough in a position I thought. And I think it's the same when I talk to people that, because I do some business coaching, when I talk to some of my ladies that I business coach, you know, sometimes people feel when they put stuff on Facebook, oh, people won't want to see what I'm doing. People don't want to hear about me, what I'm doing, you know, stuff like that. It's just it's a natural human insecurity. I have learned, and now I know that it's just my being trying to keep me safe. Then I think, okay, I just sort of say to my being, okay, you are safe, you're fine. And whether you share that or not, you're not going to get eaten by a tiger or, you know, all of those things. And therefore, it almost like allows me to go, okay, I can do, I can post that, you know.
It shifts the perspective, doesn't it?
Totally changing the perspective. And also, I really feel that what I share is a real service to other people. So when I'm sharing what I'm sharing, I feel I'm serving. So therefore, I don't feel it's about me personally. It's almost about what's coming through me. It's almost like my purpose or my role or my service to the world. That is what I'm sharing. So it's not really about me at all. So I'm just sharing. Does that make sense? I'm sort of that service or that gift that we all have, you know, whatever, you know, that's what I would say to someone.
And there's people out there that need to learn what you know.
100%. 100%. And, you know, who are you not to share that gift? Who are you not to really make the most of your gifts to share and support and help other people and community, especially now more than ever?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So with all that in mind, what do you want your business to look like in a year's time?
Oh, fabulous. Nice question. Lovely. Okay. So in a year's time, I was doing this the other day, actually. I was thinking about this. So in a year's time, I will continue along the path that I'm in. I've actually learned, I haven't learned, I've done yoga for 35 years. And during lockdown, I became a yoga teacher.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Well, congratulations.
Another little feather in my,
Yeah.
So one of the things I will be doing in a year's time is I run a yoga class once a week on Mepham Green. At the moment, we're very blessed with the weather. It's on a Thursday night at 7:00. We have had beautiful weather every week. It's been fabulous. So one thing that I've really got from that, and one thing I've learned from that in my business that I love, is the fact that it's supporting so many women physically in a real physical way. So that's really tangible and measurable for me. So one of the things I'd like to do is continue, I will be doing in a year's time, is teaching my yoga. I will also have it online as well for people. So there will be some sort of an online, you know, attendance as well. Also my artworks, my 3 artworks will be completed by then, and I'll tell you about those in a moment. And they're very powerful. They're channeled artworks, and already they have been working to support many people, myself included, hugely. And I'll talk to you about Leo at the end, because he's my boy. So I'll be doing that. I will be running my face and body painting business. We will be back up doing events as we've always done. I will have my beautiful team of 10 girls re-employed. We'll be fulfilling all of the contracts that we've done before. It will be very easy and straightforward. It will be fun. People will be loving what they have done. You know, as always, you know, we provide a great, fabulous service. The training school will be running. It will be running online and also in class. Perhaps I'm just feeling into this while I'm talking to you. Perhaps we will have some new spaces we will be training in. You know, things have changed. You know, it's given me the opportunity, as I say, to do yoga outside, which is just But
for me, yoga, I think yoga should be done outside.
It's all about its union.
It's that whole to be out in nature or where in the natural surroundings to do things like that. I think it makes a huge difference. It just takes it to another level, doesn't it?
And I'm getting when you're talking, I'm getting a real fizz in my hips and all down. That's like a confirmation for me.
Yes, yeah. So what steps do you know you need to take to move your business forward in that direction?
So everything that I'm doing, I know as I do something every day, I know that I'm moving my business forward. Coming on here and talking to you, you know, in voicing this, I am therefore creating this. This is my future. I'm future pacing. I'm creating my story. I'm telling you about my story.
Yeah.
So if anyone's got ideas or anything like that and they want to do that, you know, talk as if they are already there.
Absolutely.
And that will start to create that in your life. 100%.
Yeah. It's like you always have to talk about these things in the present, like, as in we are already, rather than I am going to. Because I am going to, you will always only be going to. Yeah. We need it, but we want it to happen.
I am.
Yeah.
And we've also got some fabulous energy coming in at the moment that I've got to share it. Sorry, when stuff comes in, it goes. We've got this fabulous energy coming in to support the earth at the moment. And this is something I love connecting to in my yoga classes and stuff like that. So on the 8th of August, we have got a specific portal open that is pulling in even more energy. So we have got an event coming up about that, which obviously, you know, I'll share with you at the end. But it's just saying to people, really, and I'll talk to you about this more with Leo, but I've got to share this. Coming. You know, it's really about connecting to self. And I think that's why the yoga has been so important for me at this time. It's about reconnecting to self. And I've seen the women that have come that have never done yoga in my class. They've come along. They've got this real reconnection with self, and they're sharing stuff with me. They're just saying, I've never done it. I've never bent my body. I just love it. And, you know, when I take everyone into the meditation at the end, it's sort of normally, I'm waiting. I'm trying to bring everyone back, and everyone's just, they're laying out. The sun's going down, the birds are flying over, and it's just like so lucky. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, that's like a heaven scenario, isn't it? When I know it is for me to have the birds singing and just feel so relaxed and like say, sort of at one with yourself, because I do think as humans, we live 70% of our time in survival mode. People don't even realize, and it's just a complete disconnect with ourselves, but also with those around us. And
I've learned, Faye, how that all works in the brain. So it's fascinating.
I know.
We talk about things that are good. If you share with someone something that's good, you cannot be in that survival part of your brain. It is impossible. So if you're telling someone or sharing a story about something that's good, it's physically impossible for your brain to be in that space.
Yeah.
And I won't start talking about the science bit because I'll get it wrong. But that's exactly how it works. It works for me that way. And I work it out and I think, okay, that's interesting. And sometimes I hear myself, yeah, don't get me wrong, you know, shit happens and we have to.
Of course it does. Yeah.
But I think is, you know, go there. If that happens, if the crap comes down, be in it, you know, deal with it. But it's, you know, the tragedy is, or the problems occur, which is what I found was I got stuck in that place, and I kept repeating.
And then you get and then you get in the habit loop, which then becomes
exactly. So when you think about, so if you see someone and they're in that space, perhaps just say to them, okay, I really, you know, really hear people, be empathic with people. I'm not saying that at all, but if you're with someone who does or has been stuck or does tend to get stuck, then my tool now is I say, you know, once we've had that conversation, we've honored that, then I would almost try and say to them, okay, well, tell me something, you know, good that's happened.
What is going right? Tell me something that is going, because it just totally reframes, and then it just, the energy goes with that reframing, and then it just changes. It changes everything. And it's like I always say, there are terrible situations that happen to each and every one of us, but there is a positive in every single one of those situations. And it's about being able to find, accepting. I call it accept, allow, and let go. So we accept it, we allow it, we look at it, we ask ourselves powerful questions behind it, and that enables us and allows us to let go of it so that we can come out the other side. So like you're saying, we do need to honor it, but then we need to then find the solution or a way to come out of it, because the longer we sit here, the more we endanger ourselves of then getting into that downward spiral. And the further you get down into that spiral, the harder it is to come back up. But if we can catch those thoughts and things up here, we can then sort of not lay ourselves out, but we can even ourselves out to be able to come back up a lot quicker. But it takes practice. It's something that, and you have to practice it each and every time. And catching the thoughts is one of the most difficult things to start off with, because you probably take about 5-10 minutes to do it. But then once you get into a habit of doing that, the next time something comes up, it becomes automatic. And that's when the big changes start to happen. When it gets to that point where it starts to be automatic, you think, right, okay, how can I look at this differently? This is really happening. Yeah, this is really okay. And then looking at solution-based thinking rather than creating a problem on top of the problem.
Well,
which we so often do.
As far as the brain works, when we come into that, again, what is good, etc., then we are actually coming into our logical brain, which is part that can solve problems, etc. If we're in our primitive brain, where we're in stress all of the time and we spend too long there, then we can't even connect to our logical brains. So we can't even problem solve to get out of it. And I think, as you're saying, Faye, you know, if we can stay in that place, and even if, you know, when things come in, then we can sort of, you're almost, if you're sort of already in that place, when a big problem does come in, it won't sort of take
floor
you out
you. Floor you,
weren't already, you know, you can sort of deal with
you have a process and a strategy already in place that you know. So and that's why I have my Mindset Mastery Toolkit, which helps people do that on their own, because I know I created that through the beginning of lockdown, because there's a lot of people out there who do need a lot of that, but they just don't have the money to invest in being able to help. So I created something that people are describing it as the first aid kit for the mind, but so that's so that's what those tools are for.
Fabulous.
So what advice do you have for other members of this group?
As far as what?
As far as maybe from the beginning of your business journey, what you wish you'd kind of known, what you've learned through your business journey that you remember is really key that you'd like to pass on.
So if I was looking back at my younger self now, I would look at that beautiful little child and say, it's all right, you're safe, go for it, be your beautiful, amazing self. You don't have to fit into a box. You can be exactly who you are. If people don't like it, it's their stuff. Get over it. Don't take it personally. You know, all of those things.
Marvelous. Brilliant.
Get out there and shine your light.
Yeah. Yeah. And be yourself. And remember that other people's opinion of you.
Yeah. Is theirs.
And generally, and it's based through their own fear, not yours.
Yeah. 100%.
And that's quite a powerful thing to remember. I think actually it says more about where they are and the fact that they don't like what you're doing because they don't understand it. They have a fear of it, but go for it anyway. Because you're only living your life. You have to live for you, not everybody else. So let's talk about Leo.
No,
introduce us.
Okay, let me introduce you to Leo. So, as I say, it started lockdown. Everything was going on. It was crazy. It was mad. In fact, I was quite enjoying lockdown when it started. I moved all my training courses went online, and it was all wonderful, and everything was lovely. And I thought, yeah, this is a real opportunity here. So I just felt quite blessed. The weather was lovely. We live in a beautiful environment. I was out, it was lovely. So I felt very strongly. I went to Kuala Lumpur last year, and I did some batik. I'm very into anything that's ritualistic. I love ritual and ceremony and all that sort of thing. So I learned how to do some batik when I was in Kuala Lumpur. So basically what that is, it's fabric that is stretched over a frame, and what you do is you hot wax a design. You draw a design, then you hot wax the design, and you fill it in with these beautiful colourful inks. So I will show you Leo.
There he is.
This is Leo. This is our original Leo artwork. Hi, beautiful. I'm going to talk to you about him. So basically what happened was he came through, and his message, I felt very strongly he had a message to share with me, but also out there. So when I was painting him, I was live streaming him because there were a lot of people. So what I did was I felt, blessed that we were in our environment. There are people in London in flats who couldn't get out.
Yeah.
So I was outside, the birds were singing, etc. And I was just calling through this beautiful piece of art. So basically, his message is that I'm going to talk about me, is to tap in to one's actual centre, okay?
Yeah.
So really, what he's doing is he's bringing in, so the lion is a symbol of power, strength, courage, wisdom, all of those things. So what he's doing is he's bringing in this beautiful light energy, and he's reminding each and every one of us to be courageous, to be strong, to be, wise in ourselves, in our own wisdom, and tap into our pure center. So where is it? Dig deep. Where is it you need to go?
Yeah.
Where is it you need to go within to find that sort of almost like that jewel? Now, the jewel's not about that. The jewel's actually about the crystalline earth grids, etc. But it's also about that as well. It's about, coming into that center, and again, now I'm talking this and I've not shared this before. This is just coming in. So this is about diamond crystalline energy as well. So this is about diamond. So each and every one of you out there is multifaceted diamond. So you have so many sides to you. You have so many multifacets, and it's about really allowing yourself to really go there. And I think the whole process of lockdown for me, as I'm not swimming around in it, as I sort of come out of it as an observer and look at it from outside. Yeah. The process of lockdown is about, really digging deep and going in and giving us an opportunity to look at all of our stuff and all of who we are, etc., etc. and really connect to that inner, but have the courage, the strength, etc., to go to that place. And then from him, I've also created these lovely, we've got a whole range of products now. We've got wall hangings, we've got journals. The journals are lovely. This has been one of the things that's gone really well, because it's all of that energy of Leo, and it's about sharing your stories, your thoughts, while you're processing all of that stuff, in your journal, etc. We've got a whole range of products. We've got t-shirts. I mean, I've had some yoga leggings printed for me. So when I do my yoga, I'm wearing Leo.
You're wearing Leo.
Fierce as, do you know what I mean? And the other thing, Faye and I were talking about earlier, we've had these beauties made as well. So it's almost about, there's loads of stuff going on, and I'll talk to you about illusion just very briefly, because that's my next piece, is all about illusion. So Leo's about having the strength and courage to go there, to go into it, to just be in the storm, because we are, we have all been, whatever your scenario, everyone's been affected on some level by this, whether it be financially, emotionally, whatever. We've all been affected by this. We're definitely not in the same boat. I don't buy into that.
I don't either.
So this is, these are lovely, because, to me, we're going out, I'm wearing a mask, I'm just getting on with it. I'm not going into anything. I'm just getting on with it. So when I go out and wear my mask, I want to be feeling fierce and strong and proud of who I am, etc. So that's why, that's one of, and these actually, we've got money to charity and all sorts of things with those as well. But I'd love to share with you my next piece.
Yes. There's
a series of 3. Okay. So this is Leo that I've shared with you. Also my phone case.
We love Leo.
He is actually, I feel him walking alongside me sometimes.
Yeah.
I really do. He's almost like I brought in one of my guides he's just sharing with everyone at the moment. But I'll show you the next little fella that's coming in. They're all boys. Oh no, the last one's a girl. This is actually Desmond the dragon. Ask me where these names come from. He's called Desmond. So this is him in his early stages. Hang on, let's move him that way. StreamYard's funny because it's a bit back to front. So Desmond, I'll talk to you about Desmond. So Desmond is the next stage in the series. So what Desmond is doing, Desmond is a dragon, and he is, I get the words I get are truth slayer, which are not exactly right, because he's not slaying the truth. But what he's doing is he's slaying all the illusion to find the truth. So that's basically what he's doing. And the way he's doing this, in his claw down here, he has a beautiful flaming orb. It's not flaming. I was actually dreaming about this last night. It's a white golden light energy that's actually burning. And this orb was gifted to Desmond by Merlin, of course. And what is happening is this orb is burning away anything that is illusion. So anything in your life, anything outside of your life, anything in the space that you are seeing on Facebook or you're reading in the media or anything like that, anything that is not your purest truth, what Leo is asking you to connect to. Leo's asking you to really go deep and connect to your truth. Desmond's come in, he's got this beautiful orb, and what he is doing is he is literally blasting and transforming anything that is not true. Anything that is not true is just going to be gotten rid of. Gone. And then the last piece is the beautiful Penelope, the phoenix.
Oh.
She is going to be this beautiful goddess creature. She's a phoenix, and of course she will be rising from the ashes. So that's the last piece in the series. She's going to have beautiful peacock feathers. I know that for a fact. That come in already. So she's going to have these beautiful peacock feathers, which are a sign of wealth. Now, when I talk about wealth, I'm financial wealth, great, but I'm not talking about wealth. I'm talking about wealth of life, wealth of health, wealth of abundance, wealth of joy, wealth of all of the wonderful things that that you want to, have in your life, create in your life. So that is the series 3. They will all be, people have said to me, maybe you should do a whole series of tarot cards or divinity cards, or I don't know, all of those things. At the moment, I have the series of 3. Oh, actually, I have one more, because he came in last week when I was doing the year forward thing. I have a unicorn as well that's coming in.
Oh,
so that's in the process of coming in still. My lovely unicorn. So so that's basically crazy story of Liz and Follies. But we've our show's back on, our body painting show. Don't let anything keep you down. Our body painting show, we're back live, we're doing it online. I'm teaching online. I've got henna class tonight. I've got a crew coming to do henna with me online tonight. So I'm just, making the most of it.
Yeah. You are the perfect living proof that through a pandemic, amazing things can still happen. You can pivot and move stuff, and things can still go well, still happen, and still do the things you want to be doing.
Yeah. But my advice, my advice is be strong enough to really go there.
Yeah.
Don't kid yourself. Stop kidding yourself about the stories you're telling yourself.
Yeah.
Really, really, really. It's not about anybody else. It's about you. This is about your journey, your life.
Yeah.
Really.
You're only here, and you're only here once to do it.
Really have the strength and courage to really, really go deep, go there, and And if you need help, ask Faye.
That's definitely what I'm here for. Right. Thank you so much for joining us today, Liz. Guys, that's all from us today. If you have any questions for Liz, if you watch this on the replay, put them in the comments, and either Liz will come back to you or I will point her in direction of your questions. Liz, did you want to put your page or something in the comments if people want to come and have a little bit more of a look about on what you do?
Yeah, fab. Which one would you? What I'll do is I'll put the Follies website on, because that's all of my businesses. It's got my artworks on there. It's got my training courses and everything. You might have to have a good old dig through, because I've been doing a lot of stuff over
rummage, I like to call it. Have a rummage.
If you follow the tags along the top, hopefully they're pretty. I was talking to my web guy yesterday. He said, Liz, I think you need one website for each thing. I went, no. It's Follies. That's who I am.
Yeah.
And they just really quickly, Follies. So Folly is a bit of it's like a show. It's all a bit of a folly. It's all a bit of a game. It's all a bit of a play. So that's quite interesting that is the name of my business, and it has continued to support me in that way, allowing me to play and explore life.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So Follies, I'll put the Follies link in. And thank you so much, Faye, for your time, and everyone for watching and listening, and really lovely to catch up with you again.
Yes. Right, guys. We will I will see you again soon for another interview, so look out for that. But that's it from us today. All left to say is have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.